Okay, this is Cassandra. I just want to make sure the court reporter can hear us and is ready to go. Okay, she's ready to go, and we're ready to go on my end, Tim.
Okay. All right, we're back in session. I did a motion to bring us back.
Moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Right.
All right, we're back in session. I want to, we have one issue and then one just housekeeping problem. Want to clarify that we are here about very distinct items. And that is the zoning relief and the certificate of appropriateness as it applies to whether this building as it is proposed fits the guidelines. So I would like to the degree possible, refrain from going down the rabbit hole of the use of the building, as that's not in our purview right now. So having said that, I want to come back to you, Mr. Suter, because we have another problem. And that is it's 5:30 right now, and two board members have a hard back end of 6 o'clock, which means we have 30 more minutes before we lose a quorum on this. So give you a couple different choices. We can continue on and get another 30 minutes in, or we can reschedule for a special meeting, because at this point I have 60 people signed up to speak. Or we can, they're on July 25th, our current schedule has only one case, but as I'm looking at this, we're probably 2.5 to 3 hours of this thing going on, which we will not be able to do today. So I want to throw that back to you, Mr. Suter, and see what you would like to do.
Thank you, Mr. Voss. Would you mind giving us just a couple minutes to confer with our client?
So that's fine.
Okay, just give us a couple seconds here, or a couple minutes, and we will confer. It sounds like we'll probably need to reschedule though, because I'm like you, I think we're probably into the hours, not the minutes at this point. So,
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
this is Chris Finney. Thank you. We are in Jessica and I, the two in our firm that have been handling this, are in a beginning of a trial on that day, the 25th. So that's not, I don't know if there's a different date that's possible before or after. I'm not trying to delay anything, but we're not available that day.
My inclination is to try to find a date separate from our regular meeting, because I don't see a scenario that doesn't push us, again, I have 60 people signed up, assuming everybody takes exactly their 2 minutes, and you lawyers are careful with your verbiage, which we know you always are. Sorry, I didn't mean to be sarcastic. I mean, it's minimum 2.5, probably closer to 3.5 hours to do this. So my inclination, if the 25th doesn't work, is to have you and Mr. Suter and the board try to find a special date to have this hearing.
Sure, that's fine with us. Absolutely. We'll cooperate. Not a problem at all.
yeah, Mr. Chairman, let's find a date, a special hearing date. Obviously, my client is needing to move this project forward. So as soon as we can, but obviously respecting everyone's schedule, and we have the 4th of July week coming up and all that. So we'll do what we can to all come together, and appreciate your flexibility on this. Thank you.
Well, I apologize for having 2 of the board members unavailable, which brings us back to the question at hand. Would you like to try to fit some in, or would you like to do it all at once? Mr. Suter.
Hang on 1 second, Mr. Chairman. If they're on the phone right now, if you could, please. What's that?
They're okay with delaying, but time.
Understand?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we're fine with not continuing today and continuing this hearing at a date for a special meeting as soon as possible.
Okay, then Cassandra. I don't know how we best do this, but we have to coordinate at very least Mr. Suter's, Mr. Finney's, and the board's schedule to find a time where we can carve out 3 hours to come together and again, I would like to admonish everybody that the use issue is not really in our purview. And so hopefully that will focus people on the structure of the building, the zoning relief requested. All right, Cassandra, you good with figuring out when you can get this herd of cats together?
Yes, I'll reach out to Mr. Finney and Mr. Suter when I figure out the board schedule, and then we'll go from there.
Mr. Chairman, this is Jeff Nye. I represent FL Emmert Company. I'd like to be involved in that as well.
Fair enough. I'm sorry, Mr. Nye, should have incorporated you into that. I
No
actually
problem.
wrote here that I'm supposed to be incorporating you and I didn't, so my apologies.
No problem.
You got that, Cassandra?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then I would entertain a motion to continue this case to a later date to be determined. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
All right. Ms. McKenzie? Mr. Weiss?
Yes.
Mr. Zelasco?
Aye.
Mr. Sunderman?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. All right, Mr. Owen, do we have any other business?
No, you would normally have the staff approval certificate of appropriatenesses to review, but with the length of this agenda, I wasn't able to get to that, so that'll be on the next regularly scheduled meeting.
Fair enough. All right, in which case, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, Ms. McKenzie?
Aye.
Mr. Weiss?
Yes.
Mr. Zelasco?
Aye.
Mr. Sunderman?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. We're adjourned.